Congratulations! Now it's officially time to become a published author. To do this, we're going to use Amazon KDP, which means Kindle Direct Publishing. And so you'll visit kdp.amazon.com and you will sign in. In order to upload your book, you will have already had to have uploaded all of your tax information, your bank account, because that's the way that you are going to get paid. And so we want to make sure that's already within your account. Next, you will click this button up here at the top that says create. And for this, you are going to want to have your interior file, which means the inside of your book, and then also your exterior file, which is your cover. Then you have a couple different options. And so Kindles we'll do in a separate video. Right now, we're going to do the paperback version since that's the most popular version. They do also offer hardcover if it's been added to your account. It is in beta, which means it's testing. And so that is another option that's great for your customers, depending upon the type of book that you have. They have series, and then also Kindle Vella, which is for short stories. So we're going to click create paperback. And before you do this step, you will also want to have important parts such as your book title, if it's part of a series, your keywords, things of that sort. If you make a mistake and you're like, oh, wait, I need to go back, then you do have the option to save as draft. So it's okay if you realize you get in here and there's something that you're missing, totally fine. You can always come back and add it in later. So at the top, you will select the language that your book is written in, and then you'll add your title. And I am uploading a book that I have already written, so mine is not actually accurate. I'm just putting in make-believe information. You, of course, would put your actual book title and subtitle. Okay. Then you would add it if it's a series. Yours likely won't be if this is your first one. And then edition number, this is if you are uploading a new edition of a book or a new version, and you might need to reach out to KDP just to make sure that yours qualifies for that. But if this is a brand new book, you won't have to worry about that. Okay, there are certain parts that you are not able to change after your book is published. And so one of them is your name. You want to make sure that your name is the way that you would like for it to appear on here, because what will happen is it's basically cemented, so you won't be able to adjust it. So mine has my name saved. If you have a middle initial you want to use, you can do that as well. If you want to use doctor in front, make sure you put that in here. Okay. Then contributors. So if someone else has helped you write your book, then you also would want to consider putting their name here. You don't have to. That's totally up to you, but it is an option. The description. So this part is something you can change later. And basically, this is what tells the reader that your book is a good option for them. So you would enter your description. So new moms. I'm just doing a short one. Of course, you would do one that is appropriate. And if you're working with me, then I'm probably already doing your description for you, but you would place that there, and you can format this differently as well. And that's something we can discuss later also. So this part, I own the copyright. You would select that because you are the owner of the book. And then your keywords, these are the ways that people are going to find your books. And so for this fake book that I'm making, mine's about moms. So I would put in words that would make sense for my book. You can do words or phrases here. Doing keyword research is very important because it's basically what people type in to be able to find your book. So consider those, do some research. And once again, if I am uploading your book for you, or if you're working with Jeff Publishing House, then this is a step that we'll already be helping you with. But just in case, I wanted to show you how to do this. Let's see. And you can change these later as well. So, and these are just off the top of my head. These are not ones I've researched. So, okay, categories. This is another important step. This is how Amazon is going to place your book kind of like a folder or filing system. And so the categories are based upon what your book is about and the ones that they have. So mine is nonfiction. And you want to also be strategic about which categories you are selecting, because it's going to put you in those along with other folks who are in that same category. So you want it to be something that is close to what you're looking for, but also you don't want it to be something that's so specific that people can't find your book. And so let's see. Okay, so for mine, I did select self-help, and I think you can just actually select, hold on just a moment. Okay, so just like those keywords, this would be something that you would research ahead of time. And so for mine, I did family and relationships, and then there's one for parenting. And then I would click motherhood because that aligns with the book, and then I would click save. Oops, I need to click both of them, my apologies. Okay, so that was one, and then self-help. So let me scroll down here. And just general self-help. And so when you're uploading it here, it only allows you to do 2 categories. However, you can message Amazon and they'll add you into up to 10 categories. So next section, adult content, is does this contain items that are for adults? And so in my case, I would say no, and not because there's anything inappropriate in it, but it's just not a kid's book. So, all right, I'm gonna click save and continue. And once again, you can always go back and edit as needed before you click submit. Okay, so in this case, you have 2 options for your ISBN. An ISBN is the information that's on the back of the book. It's the number that is right above the barcode, and it's basically how bookstores categorize your book. So if you use the free ISBN that is provided by Amazon, you could not sell it to bookstores, essentially. If you're purchasing your own ISBN, you will do that through Backwers.com, and I have a separate video about that. So for these purposes, I'm gonna just pick the free one because this is a fake book. However, I do not suggest that you use the free one because you're tied to just publishing on Amazon, and that limits you to not be able to publish in stores. All right, publication date. So the date that your book will be live on Amazon. And so this is optional. You don't have to put this. If you want to, you can. And so like if you want to do it in the future, then you would pick a future date. For now, I'm going to leave that blank. Your print options. So this is what the inside, the interior of your book will look like. And so they have the options of black and white with cream paper. And then they have black and white with white paper, standard color, and then they have premium color. And they give you a little preview on the right of somewhat of what it would look like. Of course, you would need to print one to actually see what that would look like for your book. Additionally, something to consider, the pricing for this varies by what you select. So black and white on cream and black and white on white is the same price. However, standard color printing is more expensive, and then premium, of course, is going to be the most expensive option. So that's something you want to research ahead of time, and I have a video that shows you how to do the cost calculator, and they actually have it linked here. So if you are not sure, you can pause this video and then check that one out to see where you want to, what color options you want to print yours on. So for mine, I'm just going to do black and white and keep it on white paper. And they also give you little tips on here. So this one's typical for nonfiction. So I'm going to stick with that one. All right, your trim size. This is what size your book is going to be. And so they have it in inches and centimeters. And you can also select a different size. These are the standard sizes that they have. And so these are the most popular ones. And then these are additional ones as well. You generally want to stick to one of the standards, one of these 2 top sections, because it makes it easier for them to print it, and it also is going to keep your cost down. So I'm going to pick 7x10 because that's the size of the interior that I have. And then next we have bleed or no bleed. And what that means is the edge of your pages are not going to have a border around them. It's not going to have a white border. And so I'm going to select bleed because on my interior, I have graphics that I want to flow off of the page. Okay. Then you have matte or glossy. And so matte is just like it sounds. It's not shiny. It's kind of flat, but it depends on what you're printing and what your cover looks like. So notice these 2 are for the interior. This one's for the exterior. And so I'm going to click glossy because I want it to shine. And then here, these are the parts where you're going to upload your documents. So this one is your manuscript. That's your interior. And these are the file formats that are accepted for yours or for the interior. So I'm going to click upload manuscript. And then I have mine already available. And what it's going to do is it's going to test and make sure that my interior is done in a way that Amazon can accept it. And so this is kind of where people get nervous of, okay, is my file going to work? Is it done the right way? And so as long as it says accepted, you're good to go. And you want to get that professionally formatted. And if you are publishing with us, then that will already be done for you. Okay. Then our book cover. So this is the exterior cover of your book. And so this also has to be formatted in a certain way so that Amazon can read it and so that the printers can print it. And they do have a cover creator that is within Amazon. However, I suggest that you have a professional format your book cover for a few reasons. One is so that you know that it's done the right way. Two is so that you are not wasting time trying to figure it out. And so I have already done that. So I'm going to click upload my cover file. And this is also a PDF. So both of these were PDFs that I used. However, okay, yeah. So for the cover, it does have to be a PDF. For the interior, you have a few more options. It could be a Word file, HTML, or RTF. Okay, so now once again, it's telling me, okay, your cover is fine. It looks good, things of that sort. Okay, so does your cover include a barcode? So in this case, my cover does not include a barcode because Amazon gives you free barcodes. So if you are visiting Bowkers, let's say you're buying your own ISBN or someone else tries to sell you barcodes, if you were uploading on Amazon, do not purchase a barcode because they give them to you for free. So I'm going to leave that blank. Okay, so now this is where I can preview what my book looks like. And I definitely recommend doing this because this is how you will know whether or not your book looks good. So you're going to click launch preview. And this can take a little bit of time. So I'm going to pause the video and then return once it's ready. All right, so at the bottom, you want to select launch previewer, and that will give you a preview of what your interior looks like and your exterior, and it'll show you errors that you might find. So on this one, it's not going to have any errors because I've made sure that it wouldn't. But if you did, it would have it on the left side and it would show on which page that you could make edits to. So you can click through the book and you'll just see what it looks like. And in this area here, where it has that kind of like dotted line, that's where you want to keep your words in. So it's okay that these graphics are outside of that, it still prints it. However, your words you want to keep inside that so that they're not cut off. You can also download a PDF proof of this and it'll show you in another version. It looks very similar to this, but if you wanted to keep one, if you wanted to have one to keep it, then you can look at it that way. And so it still has that little border. And so same thing. All right, so if you are happy with this, you click approve and it'll take you back to the main page. And then if you never clicked that, then you would just scroll, keep going down. So here, this is the amount to print your book. So that means this is how much it costs Amazon to print your book. And this is how much it will cost you to purchase your book. This does not include shipping. It also gives you the pricing in their other marketplaces that they have in different countries. So that way you have that as well. And that of course is translated into their currencies. And so you just want to double check that these are all what you would like, that that's accurate. And then you're going to click save and continue. And then next it's going to ask you about pricing. And so since this is a book that I have already uploaded, I already know what price I want to set it. Once again, if you go back and watch that calculator video, then that will help you to know your pricing. So the first one is what you want to leave it on, worldwide rights. And then you want to come on down here and select your pricing. So this book is $10.99. And what it's going to do is automatically adjust the rest of the countries and territories to a comparable price. So for example, the United Kingdom, Denmark, France, Spain, Italy, it will show you that there. So what this is the printing cost. So once again, this is how much it costs Amazon to print the book and how much you would pay as an author to purchase copies of your book. So then under here, it has, this is the minimum amount that you could charge for your book and the maximum. Obviously you wouldn't charge that, but it's just showing you the different options. And if you toggle, or if you leave your mouse there, it tells you exactly what all of these mean. Then the rate. So that means that you are getting 60% of the amount of the book's cost. So they take 40%, that goes to uploading your book, that goes to printing, shipping, customer service, customer follow-up, all that stuff is what that 40% goes to. So this is how much you would get for every book that's sold. Over here, do not click this box. This is for expanded distribution. What that means is that you are telling Amazon to allow your book to be distributed to other places like bookstores, like outside of Amazon. So like Walmart's, Barnes and Nobles, things of that sort, libraries, universities, etc. You do not want to click this because the rate ends up being terrible for you. So if you do, that means books that are sold on Amazon, you would get this much. Books that are sold elsewhere, you're going to get not even $2. There are other ways to get your books into these stores. And so we do not want to select that because you will be making pennies for your book. So do not click that. If you accidentally do click it and your book publishes, there is a way to get it removed, but it's just a headache. So if you wanted to adjust these, you can just click on it and just change the pricing. You do also want to look and see if the amount that they're given here converts to the amount that's in your country. So for example, this is pounds. You would want to make sure that 3.12 pounds is about this much. So that way you're getting about the same amount for your book. So you would go through and adjust these to match that. And you can just use a conversion calculator on on Google. All right, now, okay, very important. This is the part that makes a huge difference. You want to request printed proofs of your book. This is a moment where it's like, do as I say, not as I do, because when I published my 2 books, I just went ahead and published and I waited to order author copies. And the difference between those two, a proof is a version that you can order before your book goes live. So that means when you click this, you can purchase versions of your book, and we'll click it. You can purchase your book and it'll say proof on it. If you click this, that means your book is available to anyone on Amazon once it goes live. And when I say go live, that means that everything checks out, they approve your interior, they approve your exterior, and you'll be able to order those author copies at that discounted rate over here. But that also means anybody can purchase your book as if it's just something on Amazon. So you want to wait on this one, unless you just like to be risky like me. Or if you're in a time crunch, you can definitely still do that one, but request proof copies here. And so I want to save and continue because I want to save my pricing. And then it will give you the option to order your proofs here. Okay, so here you can order however many proofs you want. Well, up to 5. Really, you just would want to get one because it's going to have a bar across it that says proof. And so it doesn't really make sense that you would want to have a ton of those unless just for some sentimental reason you would. And then once again, that proof cost is going to be that same little cheap author cost. And then you would submit your request. What's going to happen now is that within 4 hours, they are going to send a proof copy to your shopping cart. So they'll send you an email, the same email that you have on your Amazon account, with a link to complete your proof order. And they want you to purchase it within 24 hours of getting the email. And then you'll be able to actually buy the copy of the proof. Okay, so I'm not going to click confirm because I don't want a proof of this fake book, but you would click confirm and then it would signal that your proof is underway, and they'll email you within the next 4 hours. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out this and go back. So then another thing that you can see while you're waiting, once you submitted that, your book will now show up on this first page. So I did the testing one, it'll show up here. And it'll kind of let you know what stage it's in. So it's in draft. That means everything's not ready just yet. You would still be able to order proof copies. That way, let's say you set it up and you wanted to come back later, you can always come back and do that. You can still edit your contents. before it goes live. Once it goes live, the only things you'll be able to edit are the price, the description. Let me rephrase that. Once it goes live, so once you've gotten your proof in the mail and you like everything on it and you want to go ahead and press the live button, most of the things you can edit. The things you can't edit are the title of the book, the subtitle. You wouldn't be able to edit your author's name and a few other important points, but your keywords, your description, you can edit all of those. In some cases, if you can catch it soon enough, they will let you edit those quote unquote uneditable things, but you have to contact Amazon up here at the top where it says help. And then you would click on whatever category that it is that you need. For example, if you had a question about proof copies and you still needed to contact them, generally at the bottom of their pages, they have a contact form that you can do. This one doesn't in this case, but, oh, sorry, here it is, contact us. So if you have something like that that you need to have updated, they're great about getting back to you, editing things of that sort. And so anything that you need, they're great about helping you with. They'll usually contact you back via email, but they do also offer phone calls as well, depending upon how busy they are. So this video is showing you how to upload your book to Amazon KDP. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.